Hello and welcome back to Midlander Gaming. This is now going to be the last unboxing for Epic Waterloo, and obviously it's going to be the best unboxing because it's the best army for Epic Waterloo. Not because the stats or the models are the best, but because it's my army. I'm the one doing the British, therefore it's the best army. So thanks for joining me on this last one. I know there's been quite a few unboxings, but I don't know, it's kind of fun to do, so I just wanted to do them all. This one, it's took me a bit of time to get round to doing it, which has been really annoying because I've really wanted to work on this box set here. And that's kind of why I'm doing this video next, because I'm eager to get these built up and painted. And that's going to be the last unboxings of this section, but yeah, we'll get on with it. Get them all opened, have a good butchers. These three are going to be pretty much the same as what was in the starter set. Well, will be exactly the same as what's in the starter set. So we've kind of reviewed these sprues already via the starter set, but we'll have a quick look at them anyway. Get through them all, and then I can finally get on with painting these and getting them on the table. So with that said, we'll move on to the next section and work our way clockwise around what's in front of us here. Okay, so first one, the Infantry Brigade. So as we can see, got 3 units of line infantry, a small unit of rifles or light company, a little unit of, or normal unit I suppose, of artillery, and 3 brigade commanders. So we have a quick look at the back. Wait for it to focus. Is it going to focus? So yep, there we can see it all laid out again. 3 sprues, 3 plastic base sprues, and a flag leaflet. So they're 9-pounder Royal Artillery battery, riflemen and sharpshooters, 80 men on the sprues, another 60 men with the 95th Rifles, and 3 gun artillery. Okay, let's open it up and have a look. Like I said, we've seen this in the starter set, so the sprues are not going to be anything new if you've seen that set. But I've now at least painted some, and that's going to be the difference. When I opened that starter set, it was all new to me. I've never done anything with the figures. So at least now I'll know a little bit of what we're looking at. Okay, so who's going to have packed this one? We had a little game last time, didn't we? I think Stu did pretty much all of the Prussians. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, where's the tag? Oh, there it is. Cosmina. Thanks, Cosmina. So there we go. That's the 3 base sprues. One thing I'd say on the base sprues, one thing to note, is the commander box set doesn't come with the commander bases. So I would assume once you start having all these boxes, you have plenty of these left over. I mean, for example, there's 6 in this box set and there's only 3 commanders. So you should have plenty of these left over, but that's something just to be wary of, that those racing commanders don't come with bases. So there's the flag sprue, nice leaflet. Nice assortment of flags. I've still not really learned about the different regiments and what I'm using. I've painted some colours up, blues and yellows with the coffs and facings. So at some point I'll have to allocate it to one of these, whichever one is the correct one. Hopefully it's a nice looking flag, but they all look pretty much the same. I like these ones really with the kind of waved effect on them. But yeah, so I've not had a chance to tie up with, as you can see, because they're all named. I suppose because I'm kind of, I know I'm Midlander Gaming, but I'm actually just on the South Staffordshire border. It'd be good if there was a Staffordshire regiment in there. Cambridgeshire. Let's look on this sheet rather than in the phone screen. Yorkshire, doesn't look like there's going to be Northamptonshire, Sussex, Norfolk, Nottinghamshire, Somerset. No, doesn't look like there is one. Oh well. Let's move on to the sprues. So all three sprues are the same, so we'll just look at the one. So what have we got on here? Like I say, we've looked at this sprue already. We have up the top end here, we've got the 95th Rifles, so that will make one base. And you've got like a line with a officer on there, right at the end there. Might just turn the lamp on, that might light things up a bit better. So we've got an officer on this line and just regular soldiers on this line. So because you've got an officer on each one, what I've been doing is putting him on the back row, just so I haven't got an officer on every single stand. And then we've got the line infantry, so 4 bases, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got again your command stand there. This makes a full battalion anyway, so you will use that command stand each time. Well, not unless you're using large units, I suppose, and pay for the large units. But these are really nice. I really like doing the British line infantry. I know I probably spend a bit too much time on them rather than trying to get them done as quickly as possible. I'm not saying I'm the best either. I'm not saying I've done a brilliant job. But they're so nicely sculpted, it just warrants spending some time on them. And then we've got the cannon and the brigade commander, which I mean, all my brigade commanders look exactly the same, so I'm glad I bought the commander set. And then I bought that special edition Eagle standard capturing guy as well. Although I'm thinking about putting him on a cavalry base, to be honest, along with the feels more fitting that the guy capturing the Eagle standard is from a unit of cavalry rather than a brigade commander. But yeah, it's just gives some variety on brigade commanders, so rather than using the same one and everything. So that's it, that's the line infantry. I'm not going to spend too much time, like I say, it's all in the starter set already. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, and the next one is British Heavy Cavalry Brigade. So here we have the Scots Guard, which you only get 2 bases in this box set, which is well, I'm sure you get 3 bases because it's going to be 3 sprues. We'll have a look when we open it up. But yeah, you get 1, 2, 3. Oh, we'll have a look when we open it up. So you got your dragoons, household cavalry, artillery, and some more dragoons down the bottom. Heavy dragoons. Look at me, I'm getting some names right, I think. Well, let's check, see if I have got them right. So we have 3 British Heavy Cavalry, 2 bases of Royal Scots Guards, 3 bases of Household Cavalry, and 6 bases of Heavy Dragoons, and a 3 gun battery of 6-pounders for horse artillery. Doesn't matter if it's £6 or £9, all the same stats anyway. But the only difference looks like in the book is whether it's horse artillery and foot artillery. But like I've gone over in the book reviews, there's probably some scope to amend that to how it seems fitting. So that's everything in the box. Let's open it up and have a look. Again, these are in the starter set, so we're not going to see anything new here. Ooh, open up, but who packed it? Let's have a look. 3 stands, again more brigade commanders, so you should be fine. Brigade commander stands. And it was Mirella. Thanks, Mirella. Again, sprues are all the same, so let's just look at one. We got a flag leaf for this. Oh, you don't get a flag leaf with cavalry now. Okay. Let's use my old one. Okay, we have dragoons up here. No, sorry, household cavalry, isn't it? Up here, household cavalry. Those top 4 there. These are the dragoons here. So sorry, I was looking at off the screen. So top 4 is household cavalry. That's household cavalry. That's household cavalry. So 6 horses for household cavalry on 1 sprue. And then we have dragoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dragoons. And then we have just 4 Scots Greys. So 4, 8, 12 Scots Greys. What I'm kind of considering doing is actually doing some of my cavalry with just 4 per base. In fact, all my cavalry is 4 per base, just because with 5 per base they seem quite squashed on the base. I don't know, I can't decide because it looks, oh, sorry, noises. It does look good with 5 on the base, but at the same time, I don't know, sometimes I feel like you can't see everything very well, you know, because they're quite close together. But if you're to do 4 per base anyway, you'd have, you know, 3 stands worth of Scots Greys then from this set. And there's the cannon, and obviously the little bugles as well, don't forget those. So, there we go, on to the next set. And the next one is British Light Cavalry Brigade. So on here we have the hussars, 2 different types, I think, which is down to their hat. Different types of hat, I think. Essentially the same. Some more hussars over there, so I guess that's 2 of those units. And then we've got one of these light dragoons, actually. I can't remember which one it is. It might be these. And then 2 units of hussars who are in different hats. And some artillery. So what have we got? 3 light cavalry regiments. So we've got 3 hussars in Shako, 3 hussars in Busby, and 5 bases for light dragoons. And then horse artillery 9-pounder. So if we'll have a look, we've got horse artillery 9-pounder with the light cavalry, and horse artillery 6-pounder with the heavy cavalry. So there is 2 different horse artillery sizes. So I don't know, it just seems odd. So if you go for horse artillery, they've got different shooting stats, but I guess maybe 9-pounder and 6-pounder is not, you know, there's nothing to differentiate them in the field of battle. If we use horse artillery as a stat, then these 9-pounders are exactly the same as 6-pounders. However, if we use light bore, heavy bore, and just normal bore, then you might be able to differentiate ranges with these guys. But like I say, we'll have a play around, see what we get when we start playing, what feels right. Let's open it up and see who packed it. The packing game. So we've had 1 Mirella, I think it was, and 1 Cosmina. Who's going to be this one? Let's get rid of those. Mirella again. Thanks, Mirella. Whee! And let's have a look at the sprue. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 horses, or 21 horses actually per sprue. And we have the larger horse artillery piece, so that is a 9-pounder on this one. With his gigantic match striking it on the wheel. I kind of glossed over the 2 infantry sets prior, or the infantry and the cavalry set prior to this one, purely because I've done them on the starter set. But I just want to say it again, the sculpts are actually really, really good, really detailed. They're a joy to paint, really, especially with contrast or speed paint or whatever you're using, washes or whatever. They're just a joy to paint, and you know, with that detail kind of makes your paint job look even better than, you know, the rushed job that I do. So it really does aid you in getting a nice looking army out. So there we go. That is the light cavalry sprue. I find these ones quite tricky because they're all very similar looking. So I've been building and priming my ones at the starter set, and I have to take a good double, maybe triple check of each one to make sure I've got it with the right stance. Luckily the swords are how I identify which one's which. So these guys have the sword pointing forward, these guys have their swords upright. These guys also have a bit of like a cape on them, whereas these guys don't. Yeah, and then these guys' swords are kind of alongside the head, whereas these ones are more like almost spear-like. So I'm actually using the sword more so, the position of the sword to differentiate which one is which when I'm basing them. So whether you want to use a similar sort of technique, or you know, to you guys it might be obvious which one's which. And that is the light cavalry sprue done. So moving on to the British Highlanders and Rifleman set, and this is the set I really want to open up because this isn't in the starter set. So all these guys are new sculpts and new options for me. And we can see straight away we got a brigade commander, a different sculpt of brigade commander, who's obviously more of a Highlander style. We've got 3 units of line infantry but Highlanders, which offers some slight different variation to the normal line infantry. You can give them some rules like ferocious charge, and I think they're classed as tough in combat as well. So both those special rules give them just a bit of an edge in hand-to-hand combat. Then we have the skirmish 95th rifles, which I really looking forward to paint because I've just started watching Sharp. I've not watched it since I was, or many years ago when it first came out, and to be honest I didn't really watch it closely then, but so I started watching it again, and now it's got me kind of eager to paint these guys up because that's how I feel that Sharp is more like this sort of style, the skirmishers, rather than the line infantry. And 3 howitzers, which is brilliant. So this is the only way I can get howitzers in the army. We've got 3 of them with this set, so that's great. I can get those into another different unit. So everything here is all new. There's nothing in here that's in the starter set. Let's have a look at the back and see what it says. Colourful mixed nationalities and troop types. None were more exotic looking than the 3 regiments of Highlanders at the Battle of Waterloo. Okay, so it tells you which one's 42nd Black Watch. Oh, that sounds cool. Cameron Highlanders and Gordon Highlanders. So they sound like a gin to me. Cameron, I don't know, but Black Watch kind of sounds like a Game of Thrones and the Night's Watch, is it, up by the wall? I know I really shouldn't be mixing those two things, Napoleonic era and Game of Thrones, but I don't know. I'd just choose things by what looks cool or sounds cool. Yeah, and then of course we've got the 95th trademark green dark green uniforms with a Baker rifle, and here we are, 5.5 inch howitzers. So looking forward to getting those painted up as well. Let's have it opened up and have a look inside. Finally paint these up then. Fine. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to use the airbrush to prime them as well because I've had some success with that airbrush, and I don't want, only having 3 sprues, I don't want to risk anything going wrong when priming these. So 3 bases, and Marilla again. Looks like she was hard at work when she was doing when they were packing Epic. I would imagine this is the same flag set that's in the normal infantry. Looks like it. Apologies if you hear some noise in the background. I've got some guinea pigs behind me sprinting around the cage. Good old children and their pets. Okay, so what have we got? Let's have a look at the sprues. Have a bit of a closer look at these. So there we are, some Highlanders. Where's my lens there? get the best view possible. Might be better without a white background actually. They're looking good. You can see the kilt and the socks. It's going to take a bit extra time to paint these up, especially putting the tartan effect on the kilts. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about that yet. I'm not really sure if I'll choose the right colours for the right houses as well, or clans. I'll try my best. So they look really cool. So which one's the command stand? There it is. Oh yeah, bagpipes instead of a drummer, that makes sense. What's this guy with a spear? I don't know, can you guys let me know? So these guys are the standard bearers. Why has this guy got a spear? What's his role? Or halberd or whatever it may be. So he doesn't have a rifle, but he's got this spear. Well, if you guys appreciate you let me know what his purpose was. He's in the normal line infantry as well, so it's not limited to the Highlanders. But I'll be interested why this guy's armed differently. And then we've got the howitzer there. Look how stubby that is. Wow. You can get a good idea in the pictures of how stubby that howitzer barrel is. Okay. Yeah, it's teeny tiny. And here we are. Here's the guys. One of these are going to be sharp, I'm sure. Probably him pointing. Shoot over there. A couple of guys shooting. I love the guys that are loading the rifles or muskets as well. And I love the one crouched shooting as well. Really cool. Really looking forward to painting those, and I'll get them on the channel as soon as I can. So there we go. Hope it wasn't too long. That's all the plastic sets now that we own, opened and on the channel. Looking forward to getting these painted up. We do have all the scenery as well, which I've already opened and filmed. I'll try and get on the channel at some point, but there's not a lot to see with the scenery. Open up, it's lots of sheets of MDF, so you don't really get a true picture of what they look like. But we'll see what we can do there. And of course, I've got my continuation of the Learn to Play. So hand-to-hand combat is next. I'm going to try and get that up as soon as I can. Well, get it filmed and then get it up as soon as I can. So that's what we've got in store. We'll have a bit of a project update as well. I've painted Picton and Wellington himself, so I'll show those off. Show them off for me. You might not think there's anything to show off, but I'm happy with them. And then finally, my buddy, who is Captain Blueshare, Colonel Blueshare, General Blueshare, Chris, has his own little channel. He's just starting up a little hobby channel, painting channel, tutorials. So I'll link him in the description, or maybe in the screenshot. Just give him a view. He's only done one video at the moment, or one item. He's just starting up, just giving it a whirl. So if you give him some love and support, it'll help, and then you'll see him at some point on this channel, because hopefully we'll be teaming up to blast the French back into the Mediterranean. I don't know. So thank you for joining me. Thanks to all my subscribers as well. It's pretty cool to see how many people are following me on this journey. I hope I give you something to view and some enjoyment. If you are watching and you're enjoying this and you haven't subscribed, please do help me out. Means I can get videos out to you guys straight away as soon as I film them. And yeah, thanks for all your support, and I'll catch you again on the next one. Take care, and bye bye.